If you want to get your heart broken, then talk to the parents of a child with extreme, uncontrollable seizures. Thus far, traditional medicine, in many cases, has offered little help, leaving parents to search elsewhere.
I hit rock bottom with her.
Perhaps you'll remember the story of Charlotte Figge, a little girl with a rare and severe form of epilepsy. We introduced you to her 3 years ago, a child who had been so sick and so often hospitalized, her mother began to lose hope.
The hospital said, "We don't have anything left to do. We're sorry. You should just go home and deal with this at home."
Go home and watch your child die?
I was praying for her to die because it was so bad to watch. The suffering that she's going through, you just wish for it to stop.
Desperate, Paige combed through the internet, made seemingly endless numbers of calls, and finally found an answer, something called CBD oil, a non-psychoactive compound found in cannabis.
She's catatonic, and I put it in her feeding tube and just waited to see if it would work.
And it just stops?
Yep. Her seizures stopped, and she didn't have a side effect.
The Figges were fortunate to live in Colorado, where medical marijuana was legal.
What are you doing?
In Virginia, as word of Charlotte's successful treatment with CBD oil spread, other parents started to mobilize.
So it's just some relief knowing that it's closer.
Here and elsewhere, it was up to parents of sick children to win the hearts and minds of state legislators, many who were predisposed to be anti-anything to do with marijuana.
Are there moments in your life, if someone had tapped you on the shoulder 10 years ago and said, you're going to become an important advocate for medical marijuana, what would you have told them?
I would have said, no, I'm not. I'm a Girl Scout mom. And I'm trying to talk my kids out of using marijuana.
Lisa Smith met Beth and Patrick Collins 5 years ago, parents of children with severe epilepsy. Their plan, to lobby the state legislature of Virginia. Their goal, to win the right to possess CBD oil and THCA oil, both made from marijuana. Neither can get you high, but both can make you well.
When it was heard in the first committee, I had a senator that heard it and said he saw the title of it, not who was presenting the bill, and just put it aside and said, I will not vote for this, just because it had cannabis in it, or marijuana was in it.
The word marijuana is on.
And he said, I will not vote for this.
The legislators didn't want to be in conflict with the federal government and its declaration that marijuana was not only dangerous, but had no medicinal value. But they were at a disadvantage, especially when the sick children showed up.
I know the long-term effect of uncontrolled seizures. It'll be cognitive decline and premature death.
Haley changed his mind.
He did change his vote.
Oh yeah, he was impacted because Haley had a seizure in committee. I reached out to him and said, you know, if you'd like to discuss this further, we'd be happy to come in. And we met with him one evening, and he said, I never knew of kids like Haley. He was thinking of the stoner type.
Stoners, these parents are not.
You get to that point where you're like, well, how harmful can it be? We're out of options.
Parents desperate for options, where traditional medicine simply could not provide an answer.
There's only so many anti-epileptic medicines you can take, and the nature of the side effects are so horrific. It became unbearable. We were out of options, and Jen, we were losing her. And she was not in her right mind and violent. And
a side effect of the drugs.
Side effect of the drugs. Suicidal.
On a chilly February morning 3 years ago, they did it.
Okay, folks, it is now law.
The law passed, allowing them to possess the oils in their home state of Virginia. Lisa Smith's daughter, Haley, has Dravet syndrome, a rare and severe form of epilepsy.
Ready for your oil? Ready? Open!
She's been using the cannabidiol oil, also known as CBD, for 3 years now.
Open.
Its effect has been nothing short of remarkable.
She's walking better. She's having conversations. Before it was just set phrases that she learned from Barney or the Wiggles.
Row, 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 your boat.
Her cognitive skills have just skyrocketed, and her seizures are down about 60%.
Is it an animal? No.
She's got this new thing where she makes riddles, and you got to guess what she's thinking about. She'll be like, I'm thinking about something big.
Does it have ladders?
Tall ladders.
Tall ladders?
Yes! And she gets really excited that you guess what it is.
Would that ever would have happened 3 years ago?
No, there was no conversation. No conversation with her that was meaningful.
Get the legs ready.
Haley has impressed others as well.
Can you take one hand off?
Vicky Vermeer has been Haley's physical therapist for 8 years.
The oil's made a huge difference. We've really noticed that you can see her personality. Before it was just this flat affect. Come here.
While these families had success in getting laws in Virginia changed, they still faced resistance.
Some doctors believe in it but are afraid to say they are.
Through this legislation, we've met so many amazing families.
Armed with the momentum of their success in Virginia, the parents brought their case to Washington, D.C. Along for the trip, Beth and Patrick's daughter, Jennifer, who suffers from Javon syndrome, another severe form of epilepsy.
People worry that medical cannabis is a gateway drug, and we know that's not true. And for me, medical cannabis has been a gateway to a better life.